I'm not much taller than you, so I guess I'm scared. I typed mine up, well, Joe typed it up because I can be a little bit tongue-tied and, see you all here. We drove in that snow tube, and so the fact that you guys all came from Miami means the world to us. Thank you for everyone for coming. Thank you to the kids, the grandkids, Marky from London, the lifelong friends. I'm just so glad you're here. My mom and I once had a conversation about death. And she said after seeing my dad battling cancer and seeing him suffer, she didn't want to go that way. And she also saw her mom have a massive stroke and then lived for a few years after the massive stroke. And it was hard decision after hard decision for her, putting her in a nursing home, and she said, I don't want to be a burden when I go. And I think God knew, he took her quickly. She also pointed out that she didn't want a funeral service. She didn't think anyone would show up. So I'm grateful you guys are here. She would be so happy to see that people came. Okay, a couple words of thank you. Scott, where is Scott? Came to. Thank you for moving back in when Dad died. Thank you for taking Mom and Nancy to get their hair done. And a doctor's appointment. It was a comfort for the rest of us knowing she wasn't in that home alone. Thank you. Doug and Pam. I don't wear glasses, so I can't see anything. Thank you for having her over for dinner all the time. She loves spending time with you. Angie and Nancy, they're up here in the front. They have special seating. Thank you for being lifelong friends to her. To Mom, hair mattered.
Yeah.
Her hair determined her mood. Friday mornings is when Scott would take Mom and Nancy to Angie's to get her hair done. And Friday mornings were good days.
Yeah.
Thursday mornings were not. Even at 83, hair mattered. You know, the week before she passed, I know that you three had a conversation about, it was -10, and you collectively decided it was too cold to get your hair done. And she's like, where am I going anyways? And when I got the phone call that, hey, we're gonna take Mom in, Mom's not well, I thought to myself, I know Mom had the thought, I can't go, I didn't have my hair done this week. I know, because she was always wanting to look nice. Angie, you always kept her looking so beautiful. I think that time together kept her going.
All of us.
I know. And I know that you three share a special bond, and you know stuff about our families that you know and
Stays here.
stays there. Nancy, she loved you as a sister. She shared with me once that growing up as an only child, you filled that role for her as a sister. Holly mentioned that she found a note, and on page 27, this is what it said. Nancy has been like a sister to me for the past 40 years, which is now 20 years because she wrote it in 2000, or 60 years because she wrote it 20 years ago. She's someone I could tell my deepest secrets and share my wildest dreams. Angie and Nancy, she loved you both so much.
They did too.
Thank you. Thank you to those who brought meals, helped with cleaning, watched the house, reached out through text messages, phone calls, Facebooks. With Mom's passing being so sudden, the grief at times was overwhelming. And just your love and support made it bearable. For me personally, thank you for my family. Our house doesn't stop when things like this happen. Thanks for stepping in. Okay. It's been 6 days since Mom has passed, and I've had time to reflect, and these are the things I will remember about Mammy. The first one is she liked to look pretty. She always liked to wear clothes, nice clothes, and styles of clothes that would make her hair pop. And she was like, how do I look? And she liked bling. Holly and I are very well aware that we are overdressed for a funeral. We know that, but Mammy liked bling, so we just went for it. Because she just liked to feel good about herself. She loved to read. The last couple of years, she didn't get out as much, so I started taking books over for her to read, and she devoured them. I would exchange more books every time we saw each other. We both liked historical fiction, so we shared that. She loved her dog, Billy May. Billy May was her companion. She was relational. She loved to hear people's stories. I would not call Mammy adventurous. No, she liked to play it safe. A perfect day for her would be sitting with someone she loved and sharing life stories. People mattered to her, even people she had never met. A few years ago, Holly, my mom, and I had a girls' weekend away at Bedford Springs. And I asked Mom what she wanted to do. And she said, let's go to the Flight 93 Memorial for 9/11. That day was cold. It was similar to today. It was very, very cold. It was so cold, we were the only ones in the entire memorial. We thought it was closed. It was not. But since we were the only ones there, we were not rushed. There's a section at the memorial, and they have like a wall with pictures of the 40 passengers that were on that flight. And every picture has a number, like a button down below that you would push and you would hear their story. Holly and I were standing. Mammy was in a wheelchair, so she was just. We listened to every 40 stories. My life is like this in our house. We're moving, but it spoke to me. Because as she listened, we listened to all of their stories. And then afterwards, if you've ever been to the memorial, you can walk down a trail or you can drive around. And she was like, let's go. And I'm like, no, it's freezing. And she was determined, because at the bottom is a wall with all of those 40 names. And now she knew them. She heard their stories. And there was a wheelchair at the bottom, and Holly and I got her out. We're literally against the wind, and Holly's out of breath, and then I take over, and then I'm out of breath, but we had to get her to that wall. Because she heard their stories, she knew them. She felt like they mattered. Okay. She loved to talk, and she was still so with it. She was so with it. I think that's what's shocking to us. Like, we were just talking to her. Her and I talked on the phone every day. Many of our calls were when I was in the car alone, like going to get the kids somewhere or picking them up. This week's been hard. When I'm alone, I just want to reach for my phone and call her and tell her about the day. And we ended each phone call the same way for I don't know how long. I would say, okay, Mom, I love you. I would say 1. She would say 2. And together we would say 3. And then we would say, bye, bye, and hang up. She loved the holidays. She loved decorating and Christmas trees. She had a few Christmas trees that became St. Patrick's Day trees, that became Easter trees, that became 4th of July trees, that became Thanksgiving trees, and then back to Christmas trees. Scott, thank you for helping her carry them up all the time and decorating them. And there was an angel tree year round. She liked looking forward to things. She got excited when things were on the calendar, and I think mostly because she wanted to share it with Angie and Nancy on Friday. She was selfless. Nothing was beneath her. I remember freshman year on move out day, you have like a certain window that you're allowed to gather up your things and you have to just get out. And Holly and I had gotten all of our things, and everybody was leaving, and I was like, where is Mom? Like, we got this little, and Mom was on the hands and knees of our room with rags, washing the floors, and I was like, Mom, come on, like, I'm sure they have people that come in and will do this, and she was like, you leave it better than you found it. And I was like, yeah. Like, I have a visual image of Mom scrubbing our floor. She was the biggest cheerleader. She always spoke words of encouragement, not just to me, but to all of us, kids and grandkids. Angie and Nancy, I know that you know her worries and fears. Thank you for holding those and praying over those and continue to pray over those. But to us, she spoke encouragement. I would share with her the craziest stories of my life, and we got some. And she would say, Hope, I don't know how you do it, but if anyone can, it's you. This past year when I turned 55, Mom sent me a birthday card. It's less than 3 months ago, so I get one every year. But this year, Scott, I don't know if you picked this card out or if Mom did. But if you did, I think these are the words that Mom would have spoken to me. No, I don't have it. Oh, here it is. This card has sat on my sink. So I get cards and I leave them on next to my bed, and over time they get put in a box. But for some reason, this card has stayed on my bathroom sink, and I have read it over and over again. I'm just gonna read it to you. It says, let me tell you about a girl who was born dreaming big crazy dreams, who managed to grow up without letting anyone talk her out of them. Let me tell you about a woman who knows what she's about, who believes with all her heart that she can make the world a little better. Let me tell you about my daughter who inspires me every day and whom I love so much. Happy birthday, love you forever and ever, Mom. Even on days, even now that I don't know if I have what it takes, she believed in me. And she believed in all of us. And you know how we know that? Because we believe in our kids like that. They can set this world on fire. So I know she has instilled that in us, to believe in our kids, how she believes in us. I remember on Tuesday morning after she passed, I had to go to Target, and I just wanted to go and not see anyone and get in and get out. And I was in the back of the store, and I was walking past one towards the front to check out. And I walked past a gentleman, and in my mind I was like, can he tell? And I was like, okay, that's just kind of crazy. But in my mind I was thinking, honestly, can he tell by my body language and my posture? And I just lost my biggest cheerleader. We all did. Okay. Family meant everything to her. I think that's why she liked the holidays so much, because they brought her family together. She loved her kids, David, Scott, Doug, Holly, and Hope. But let's be honest, I think she loved her grandkids even more. When I call your name, if you can stand up. Brittany, Noah, keep standing. Riley, Jesse, Pierce, Liam, Lauren, Reagan, Luke, Joel, Cameron, Jackson, Samantha, Giovanni, Xavier, AJ, Amir, Abamaseni. Mammy was so proud of all of you. It was your stories that were her favorite. And she loved you. 2 weeks ago, when they predicted snow again in Pittsburgh, I pulled out a brand new puzzle, like a 1,000-piece puzzle. Puzzles bring my family together. And since we were gonna all be stuck in the house, I thought, it would give us something to do. It was the hardest puzzle I've ever worked on. And honestly, not lying, I did a lot of it. Because when I pull out a puzzle, my OCD kicks in, and I just need to get one more. Just one more. And everyone's sleeping, and at 2 a.m. I'm in a puzzle, I'm up. I'm like, I'm just gonna go get some more puzzle. And, yeah. A lot of time was spent leaning over my dining room table. Last Sunday, we got home from church, and Riley and Grant were over, and we were working on this puzzle. And we were getting there. I think there was about 100 pieces left. And then I had a meeting at church from 1 to 3. So I'm like, okay guys, I gotta go. And as I was driving there, you know, I was thinking about the puzzle, because what do I do? I got to after my meeting, I got back in the car, and I was like, oh, if they finish that puzzle, I'm gonna be ticked. I'm the one that put all the time into this puzzle, and if they finished it, I'm like, but it is a 15-minute drive home from the church to my house. And this is a God thing, I'm telling you. Because by the time I got home, I had resolved, if the puzzle was completed, I know this sounds so silly, but if the puzzle was completed, I would be okay with it. I honestly thought that because it was the journey. And I came home and Riley was there and she's like, hey Mom, we saved some puzzle for you. And I was like, oh, you did! And then we finished the whole puzzle together. Yeah, I'm gonna show you this puzzle. I'm like shaking, I'm sorry. This is a puzzle we worked on. For 8 days. This is what we did. I know, it's a little bit of a... When I got home from the hospital the night after Mom passed, I reflected on that finished puzzle and Mom's life. It's a beautiful puzzle, but the reward wasn't the end product. If it had been finished, it honestly would have been okay with me. It was the journey. Mom, through her journey, has left us her legacy. She was blessed long enough to live to see the fruit of her labor through her kids and her grandkids. However, our stories are not over. I pray that each of us will continue to live lives that honor each other and would make her proud, because we are now her legacy. I think we took this picture, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us went to Lake Erie this summer. And I think of this puzzle, how we all became a family, and it's our puzzle piece. One last thing, and it's the most important to me. All of us are going to spend eternity somewhere. Do you know Jesus? Not yet. It matters. We still have breath, and it's not too late. Someone said February 1st was such a horrible day. One moment Mammy was normal and she was with us, and the next moment she was gone. And it's true, it was a horrible day for us, but not for Mammy. It was a glorious day for Mammy. She got to see Jesus face to face and hear him say to her, well done, my good and faithful servant. And that is my prayer for all of us, that someday we will hear those words spoken over us too. Mom and Holly and I have a group text. It was my go-to. I would text all the time. We would text highs, lows, anything in between. It was all on the table. The night after she passed, I realized part of the trio went silent. And although I'm happy for my mom, I'm sad for us who will feel her loss here on earth. So I sent one last message to that group chain. I said, I love you, Mom. I'll miss you. See you in heaven. To which Holly responded, signing off, Mom. Thank you for loving us. We miss you already. We'll take it from here. See you soon, love, Holly. Mom, you loved us so well. You believed in us, all of us. You celebrated us. And I pray that we will do our best to carry on your legacy. Okay, Mom. I love you. 1, 2, 3.